Hey guys, Deju22 here, and up next is the final match for the 2013 roster of the Gold Rush tournament. And this match, the whole show, as well as the tournament, is brought to you by MuchGames.ca, and this is a first-time matchup between The Rock and Daniel Bryan. I mean, this match more or less sells itself. But here's one thing to keep in mind. I looked at the scores, and I looked at the standings as they are right now. As of right now, the two men that are in, as far as the 2013 roster is concerned, are Matthew Cole and Brock Lesnar. Because Brock Lesnar decided to take the night off, simply because he felt he had enough points to get in, which he was correct. But in doing so, he forfeited his match against Matthew Cole, and Matthew Cole actually has tied Brock Lesnar for the most points. And it just so happens that going into this match, these two men, The Rock and Daniel Bryan, are tied for the third and final spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And it suffices me to say that whoever wins goes to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Very, very simple. You can't get any more simple than that. But with that said, let's begin. Well, even though I'm doing a little bit better, since getting beat up, and also since CM Punk got beat up himself. I mean, even though it wasn't quite what I wanted, but it was better than nothing. So I'm feeling a little bit better, but still not well enough to call the moves. Like, for example, a back suplex onto Daniel Bryan. Like, I can't keep up with it. Just because of the blood that I've lost, and if I stumble, it's just because of the blood I've lost. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But all I can say is that whoever wins this will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. That's pure and simple. The question is it going to be Danny Bryan, the Yes Man, or is it going to be the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? I mean, this match, like I said, it sells itself because we've never seen these two men fight in the ring at the same time. So it's a privilege for me to feature this. I think the fans are chanting, "Who's your daddy?" But I kind of find it very weird, but oh well. As far as The Rock is concerned, he cannot try to match speed with Daniel Bryan, let alone submission and amateur wrestling. He can't do that against Daniel Bryan, because if that happens, especially if he does moves like that, The Rock is not going to do very well. And Daniel Bryan cannot try to get into a fist fight or a match of power against The Rock, because if that happens, well, it's not going to end well for Daniel Bryan. So basically, these two men need to play to their strengths. And then second, but most important, execution. I mean, you could have the best moves. I mean, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not able to execute what you need to do, then it's not going to end well for you. And I would also have to think that the experience for The Rock, having been in matches such as these, would benefit him over Daniel Bryan, even though Daniel Bryan... Actually, no, Daniel Bryan... Rock has been in the business longer than Daniel Bryan has, but... Daniel Bryan has been in plenty of big matches himself, so he knows what he needs to do. Although right now, The Rock has an abdominal stretch onto Daniel Bryan until he countered it. And for Rock, I mean, yeah, he could go for submission wrestling, but the one thing he has to be careful of as far as Daniel Bryan is concerned is to not get caught in a submission himself, because that's not going to end well for The Rock. So, like I said, I'm feeling better now. You know, that one, I'm bandaged up, and most of the blood that was on my face is cleaned up, and also that CM Punk, you know, he got his. I mean, of course Ron Bass was a little worse for wear, but he still had enough to beat him. Although right now The Rock is doing a number on Daniel Bryan. On a nice counter by Daniel Bryan. I mean, as you can see, he's really doing a good job against The Rock. Whoa, nice, I believe that was a crossbody. Although, right now, Daniel Bryan, again, is caught in an abdominal stretch. I mean, he's close to the ropes, but I'm not sure if he even knows where he is right now. I mean, the Rock has him. If Daniel Bryan doesn't get out of this, I mean, this is... It's it for him. This is his chance to go to the big time. But Daniel Bryan couldn't take the pain anymore. Although, to be fair, actually, I mean, Daniel Bryan has competed in so many matches recently on the WWE, you know, in the main event, and, you know, well, now this is really nice to see. The yes man, Daniel Bryan, showing good sportsmanship towards The Rock. So, Daniel Bryan might have not won, but if it's any consolation, neither Triple H or Randy Orton is going to the Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, he did say that if he couldn't go, he would make sure at one point or another that Randy Orton nor Triple H would go to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Instead, it's going to go to this man. That man is going to the Money in the Bank ladder match, and he's going to join Brock Lesnar and Matthew Cole, the brother of Michael Cole. You know, he's probably, I mean, as far as Matthew Cole is concerned, I mean, he was probably the least likely to make it, but he did. And I have to say, I'm very proud of him as a friend, you know, that he made it. But we'll find out who's going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match as far as the year 1998 is concerned. So, until then, this is Drew22 signing off. Have a good day, everybody.